Morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. I have got questions for you. What opens with Blue trying to figure some stuff out? Him and Kenya trying to work some stuff out. He little feeling something ain't right. And what closes with Ralph Angel reassuring, trying to reassure Blue, and Blue saying, I got it, Pop. But does he have it? If you guess Queen Sugar finale Dream Variations, season 2, episode 16, you're correct. I'm Angela. The channel is Be Fabulous You. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and sticking around to see how we get from opening to closing. Let us proceed. So we got Blue confiding in Kenya in a garden. He's like, I have to use a bad word. I heard someone say, I wonder who that someone was, that damn girl. And I think they was talking about my mama. I think they were talking about mommy. And then Aunt Vi approaches, and I was like, I was wishing and hoping that she heard Baby Blue and realizes that he realizes that something is up, and that she helps him with the process of through realness. Let him know what's going on in a appropriate for his age way. But you know, like the realness life helped the boy. Levi is humming This Little Light of Mine, and Blue recognizes the tune and remembers it, and you know, they just kind of bond, and you know, it ain't, yeah, the little boy is in distress and in confusion, but you know, I guess she just soothing him. Okay, so then we see Nova sitting like a gangster during an interview. Her friend, I think it's Lily from the paper, who was doing the piece on the Queen Sugar Mill and the problems with the Queen Sugar Mill. They're interviewing one of the farmers who had milled with Queen Sugar Mill. So it's like the interviewer and the person being interviewed. Nova sitting off in the cut like, say the wrong thing. Say one wrong thing and I'm going to get you. I'm like, dang, Nova, can't the people... I mean, I was a little scared, and I was watching through the TV. And then Gangsta Nova notices Darla on the property. So Nova intercepts Darla. She like, nope, you not coming in when Ralph Angel is not here. You not slipping in and out of my family house without Ralph Angel knowing. And then Nova, I was just gonna say, she can miss me with telling Darla how to live, how to recover, how to make choices. I figure everybody do the best they can. I may not necessarily understand it, but I ain't lived their life. I don't know how they making the choices that they're making. So I don't necessarily, I mean, I can appreciate you making the choices that you're making about how people made the choices that they made, but I don't necessarily, you can miss me with telling other people, you know, how to do them. So I guess I shouldn't be telling Nova how to do Nova, huh? Okay, so then, oh, let's turn the heated seat on. It's cold, and it's probably, I think on the videos, the car makes like a click, click, clicking noise. I can't hear it with my ears, but the video hears it, so it's kind of weird. But y'all, it's cold, it's snowing. It's that beautiful snow, though. I was out for a walk. It's like fresh. It wasn't like biting my skin or anything. Okay, so then, she say, I'm also like, can't Nova go get her charger? You can supervise. I mean, can't Darla go get her charger? You can supervise her, Nova, because I don't think you don't trust her, as in she gonna go in there and steal the oven mitts. She gonna go in there and steal your TV. You know, like, so I don't know. But anyway, can't the child get the charger? I mean, dang, can't we give Darla a break? Nova's like, no. So then we see Charlie arriving at, I think it's Jacob Landry's office. That's the guy that she dealt with on the last episode. And again, I still don't understand why she's going there instead of handling her business, her farmers, her relationships with her people. He trying to sabotage her. I don't see why. I don't understand. I feel like use your energy to build, use your energy on your business, use your energy for you. Using your energy to check other people or threaten other people, I don't know. That ain't really my thing. I'm not appreciating it. And he's like, you know, you a whole bunch of talk, and it's kind of scary sometimes to hear you talk, but I see it's a bunch of talk. It ain't really no action. So I guess that's kind of like it's like a conversation, because I bet you next season she gonna be like hell on wheels. She gonna be like the devil, and he gonna eat his words, I guess. But he like, you know, you talk a lot, but you don't do much. And he says, my tactics are working. You know, that's why you're here, Charlie. Folks are running away from you with the rumors. Ha! And then Charlie is like, rumors are fleeting. This was one of my favorite lines. They're impermanent. They're transient. Here's my favorite line. But the truth stands still. And that shot, she was just so still and so bold and so solid. I was like, woo, say that, girl. And then Landry is like, well, my way makes us money. You know, your strong mind and my strong connections can make us unstoppable. And I'm like, so she brings her mind, she doing the mental work, and you bringing your connections, which is like, that's something that you were born into. So she your work mule, she gonna do the work while you just, you know, I bring my house that my family owned for 20 years. What you bringing? You know? He bringing the connections. Okay. And it's not like he's like, well, I started from nothing and I built these connections and I can build more connections. It's kind of like, what is he bringing to the table? Yeah. He said, I intrigue you and you intoxicate me. And Charlie is like, Jacob, you are shook. This is the beginning of the end for you. Maybe not today or next year, but the end, it is a coming for your way of life. And then Charlie leaves. So I guess that was her point, to let him know that the end was coming. Don't tell me, just show me. Don't tell him, just show him. Save your energy, just, you know. But anyway, we see Darla driving and she goes over to Aunt Vi's. This is after Nova done turned her away. And she's frustrated and she's far off. I don't see, she can see Aunt Vi's house, but Aunt Vi and them sitting on the porch can't see her. I was kind of confused by that. Because, you know, like out in the country, when people drive up, you usually notice them for like 20 miles away. You'd be like, oh, it's a car coming, you know. But anyway, they ain't notice her. But she's sitting there and she's in the car and she's watching Blue and Vi and Wood and she's screaming and crying, and then she drives off and away. And I was like, is she about to, I thought she was going to back up and then ram into Vi's property. I thought something crazy was going to happen, but she just left. And then we see, then we zoom in on Vi and Wood and, Baby Blue, and while we zoom in on them, Wood gets a telephone call. He takes the call, he comes back, and it turns out that his settlement came through on the oil rig. Remember when we almost thought that Hollywood had died, and then after that he left the oil rig and then he was doing a deposition last week where they thought they were going to get a settlement. It turns out that the settlement that they thought they were going to get, they got 3 times as much. So I'm like, did they think they were going to get $750,000? Because Vi is like, oh, you know, the settlement is a nice chunk of change. He like, no, we rich. We got 3 times. I got 3 times as much as we thought we were going to get. So I was kind of like trying to figure out what number, like if it was going to be $10 and you go from $10 to $30, that ain't nothing. But if it was going to be $750,000, and then that's like almost 2 million, you know, or over 2, you know, around 2 million, then that's like, whoa, that's like you certified millionaire. So I was thinking maybe that was, but I didn't know. We rich. So they celebrate and they happy. Vi in Hollywood. Woohoo! Then we see Ralph, he meeting with the woman on a country road, a black farmer. She got on overalls. So, and she's explaining why she and one other farmer just can't mill over Queen Sugar, even though Nova did and her bail fund did help with her son. But her son has some other stuff going on now. And, you know, they can't be alienating the Landrys and risking the money for the thing not coming through. Or I couldn't really quite catch it. But, you know, she not gonna mill with Queen Sugar. And she letting Ralph Angel know, because she don't really know Charlie like that. And she hoping Ralph Angel can tell Charlie what's up, because the 2 of them ain't gonna mill with her. And then she like, pass it on, please. And then you know, we got legal fees this year, but we'll come back next year. And Ralph Angel was like, it won't be no next year if you leave and everybody else leave. These rumors don't have no truth. But he like, I'll tell Charlie. Then we have a Charlie montage. She's at the mill on the phone call after phone call after phone call, crossing name after name after name off the list. No, talk to Mr. Duval. He milled with us. Click. No. All the machines are working. Click. Please don't do this. You don't have to do this. Click. there is a penalty for breaking your contract. Oh, you don't care because they done hung up on her already. So we see the montage of that. And then we see Charlie looking through a glass wall. And it's kind of like, you know, she can't even forget about a glass ceiling. It's like she can't even get through to the other side on the same level. She can see it, but she can't touch it, you know. She can't get there right now. So then we see Blue, and he's in the yard on the swing and buying wood, or on the porch, and they ruminating and reflecting and, you know, talking and processing this money that's come in, and the richness. And Vi is like, I don't feel no different. And I was kind of surprised by that, because they are close. Oh, it is like hell that's falling. They are close, but I wouldn't assume that my boyfriend's money was my money. I might assume that he might get me something, but I wouldn't even necessarily, I would probably assume that, because usually if I'm dealing with somebody, they have a generous spirit. So I would figure if they, you know, but, yeah, so she like, being rich, you know, it don't feel no different. And Wood is like, well, that's because we've been rich for years in love, and we've been rich in our relationship with each other and in life and in family or whatever. And then Vi is like, and, you know, I'm thinking about them super lotto folks. I always be thinking about that too, who get, you know, the money, then 12 months later they broke and sad and in court carrying on. And Wood is like, you know, well, we don't have to worry about that. Don't be thinking negative or whatever. And, you know, what is it that you want? Because I know what I want. I want you forever, for real, on paper. And then he get down on his knee. Will you consider marrying me? And Vi is like, yes. You know, she's there. The acting is better, but yes, she says yes. And then it made me wonder, like, how did they meet? How long have they been together? Is he gonna, or did he already divorce his wife? Remember the woman who was mentally ill, the Cosby kid, who was the cousin, who was the lawyer on Living Single? What's her name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. But she played his mentally ill wife, who he was still married to, because she didn't have health insurance and she needed to be in a facility. So he was using his health insurance to support her for her mental health, even though they weren't together. But so did he ever divorce? Whatever happened with that? So I was just wondering about that. And then now that he has the money, I guess he figures he can support her as well. You know, so I was kind of like, well, raise some questions for me. And then we see Nova pouring wine into a glass at her place, and the door is knocked. And it's Vi and Wood and Blue. And she's like, welcome to your engagement dinner. Between the harvest and the melodrama, this will not fall through the cracks. Charlie and Remy are in transit, and Ra might not make it, but I could not wait. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Hold on. Ugh. But this could not wait. I didn't want this to fall through the cracks. I could not let this day pass without marking its significance, not just to you, but for all of us. To you, you are everything. I mean, to us, you are everything. This is pure joy. And then they toast, and then we see them, you know, having dinner, and they laughing, and they talking and progressing and storytelling and drinking. And then Remy arrives. They doing it, you know, the little boy is there, so it ain't getting too out of hand. But some of the conversation, I'm like, that's kind of grown conversation. But I guess that little boy be around grown-ups all the time. But anyway, and then Remy arrives without Charlie, but we find out that Charlie had sent flowers and stuff earlier as soon as she found out. But I'm kind of like, But then after dinner, you know, and everybody has left, Remy and Nova are washing dishes. It's just the two of them. And Remy is like, you know, your place is nice. It's like I feel you in it. And, you know, he like, I see you. And Nova like, I see you too. You community organized, and I'm community organized, and I like what you're doing there. He like what she doing here. And, you know, they sharing a moment or two, you know, a long hug, and, you know, some stuff going on. And Nova saying how she traded one community marred by challenges for another. And then Remy is like, marred by challenges, but exalted by triumph. And Nova is like, what you talking about there, boy? What you talk that talk? She kind of liked that. It kind of spoke to her, you know, in her heart place. Then we see Ra coming home, and Charlie is there, and she's like, I'm down to 3 farms. I think that's what she's saying. And Ra is like, the Landrys, they're never gonna stop. And Charlie is like, nope, but I got a plan. You go meal with them. So I think she told him to meal with the Boudreaux, and then she was going to partner up with the Landry, but it's the same family, or they, you know, they relatives. And, you know, she like, and Ralph Andrews like, what? Meal with them? They tried to destroy us. They tried to kill my father. They tried to do, no. And then he's like, okay, I trust you. I trust you, sis. And Charlie is like, I have thought this through. I've thought it in and out and under and over and 10 steps ahead and around the corner. And we gonna make this an internal fight. It's one that they will never see coming. And it will be brutal and a slaughter that they'll never come back from. And I promise you, on Daddy's name. And I was like, this child is crazy. And Rye's like, that's some what's that movie that I never saw that's some Godfather stuff. And I was like, yeah. And then Charlie is like, you know, hey, I know you're going through a hard time. Despite all of it, you are almost through your first harvest. And I am so, so proud of you, brother. Just like you are here for me, I am here for you. And that's why I fired Darla. So you have no doubt where my loyalty lies. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. And she leaves. And Ralph Angel is like, she fired Darla because he ain't been talking to Darla. He know how much that job mean to Darla. And he like, dang, she done lost me. You know, he processed and he like, dang, it's kind of a lot going on for Darla. I've been in my own world, but this is somebody I care about. This is the mother of my child, or somebody that I've been in relationship with for years. This is somebody he care about. Whether the child is his or not, they got a relationship. So then eventually I had it, when I was taking my notes, I was writing from memory, but this didn't exactly happen now. So he find out this, and then later on we see him at an AA meeting. He shows up and Darla's sponsor is there. He like, where Darla? She already left. Sponsor like, she ain't come to the meeting. She has been staying with me, but she left this morning saying that she wanted to be alone tonight. And I am worried about her, you know, losing that job really, you know, threw her for a loop. And then, you know, we see Ralph Angel going to, oh no, this is what happens later. We see Ralph Angel going to one drug illegal underworld spot after another, describing Darla, asking, has anyone seen Darla? Does anybody know a girl named Darla? What about Star? And it's like all of the imagery that we've seen on the show has basically been really like beautiful. And it's like these places look, they don't look like, a lot of the stuff on Queen Sugar looks like almost otherworldly in a way, especially for us city kids who, I've been to the country, but I mean, it's just like a lot of the stuff is really beautiful, even the interior shots. These shots were not that beautiful. They were striking in a different way, but anyway. So then we're at the mill and we see Remy catching up with Charlie, and Charlie is like, what are you doing here? And it's kind of like, she ain't expect him. That's like her partner in crime, her boyfriend, her partner. But I guess that's not her husband. So she got to handle her business how she got to handle her business. She ain't sitting around waiting on Remy to handle her business. She got to handle her business. He just some guy. And she feel like she on her own. And then Remy is like, you know, well, you weren't in the office, and I know you feel in a way because of all of this that's been going on, but we gonna sit down personally with all of the farmers that have left you. He's a community organizer, so he has that mindset of how to recover and build in relationship, you know, how to connect with the people and recover. He's a relationship person. He was talking about working from the grassroots. And Charlie is like, oh, thanks. She ain't thought of none of that stuff. She on to something else. And she's like, oh, but no need, you know, I talked to Ralph Angel, and she goes into her, like, it's like a routine. It's a way she has of interacting when she's working somebody. She's working him. She's like, you know, I talked to Ralph Angel, and she's spinning it, and we have a plan. It's untraditional, to say the least, but bold to say the most. And I've directed Ralph Angel to take his haul to the Landrys, and then I'm going to join forces with Boudreaux, or maybe I got it twisted. I don't know, but you know what yeah. And then this is chess. You know, every move is not what it seems. And Remy is like, how do you think this is going to go over with the people and the families and the farmers who put their trust in you, who you spent the last 6 months or whatever promising them safety and security for milling with you, that you had their back, that how you think it's gonna go over with them. And she like, oh, it's gonna sting, but it's not that many, and it's for the larger good. He like, the larger good of you or the larger good of who? I don't understand. And she like, plus this community is not here or loyal to me. Most of them never even came to me, and they left me. And hey, I'm trying to run a business. I don't care about no community. They told me how they felt about me through their actions, loud and clear, and Remy is like, look, I know you're hurt and you're right, but please don't do this. And Charlie is like, this year has taught me that hurt fuels me, that I don't let it sit and fester. I let it drive me, and I let it save me. And I'm not going to sit here and lick my wounds and play my imaginary violin because these people left me. I'm the one that's going to be giving wounds now. Shoot. I'm going to hurt the people who hurt me, And then, hold on a second. The Landrys and the Boudreaux, this is Charlie still talking, they need to suffer now. Why can't you see it? And Remy is like, I can't see it, and I can't support you, and you are playing a game with the devil, and I can't support you on this. I can't do this with you. I don't know you at all. And then Charlie is like, you're right. You don't know me at all. And I'm sick of trying to prove myself to you at every turn. You either trust me or you don't. Oh, okay, you don't? And Remy is like, no, I don't. And he exits. See, Charlie is a different kind of woman from the type of person that Remy is. She's a, like alpha. It's like, it's about her orientation is like, she don't have the same kind of orientation that he have. Okay, so then we see Nova. She's writing, it's an essay about racism on her computer, and she submits it to her editor for consideration as a column on a slow news day or something. And then she says, Steve, I know it's a departure from my regular, and it's called Wounds That Heal Themselves or something about racism. And then almost, she sends the email to him, and then she gets a text from Steve, and he's like, it's one of the most incredible pieces that I've ever seen, ever. It's going to be on the front page of the op-ed for Sunday. Above the fold. Y'all know above the fold, that's like more visibility. That's like a prestige space. So it's like Nova's got her little success going. Then we see Ra finding Darla at the pool. She didn't fall off the wagon, y'all. She's still doing a healthy thing. She's swimming. A wholesome healing, release, and processing space. And then they talk, and he like, he can't forgive her. He can't be with her because he don't trust her. And but blue is the blood in his veins, even if his blood ain't in Blue's veins. And he said he gonna keep Blue for a while, and we realize she gonna go to DC. And I still don't know why she wouldn't say bye to her baby. She's like, tell him I got sick and that I went to heal my. I'm like, why wouldn't you just say bye to your child? I don't understand. And then we see Charlie, and she's back at Jacob Landry's office, and he's like, I didn't expect to see you for a while. What changed? And Charlie is like, I was arrogant, and I want to apologize. My eyes are open now. Tell me what you want. And then he's like, the meal is just the beginning. We could be a formidable team in this business. We could be a secret undercover team. And then Charlie is like, no partnership. I don't want a partnership. I want you to buy me out outright. And I'm tired of fighting. I lost a lot, and I've been so focused on winning. I wasn't there for my son. Hey, Michael, where you at, boo? And then I've alienated my whole family, and it cost me a very important relationship. And then I've learned, though, like my daddy always said, even though I didn't win, I lost, but I won because I learned, and I'm far from my hopes and dreams when I started. But I do know that dreams are a funny thing. They morph and they reshape, and in an instant, dreams can morph and reshape. Dreams do. And I'll continue to oversee the day-to-day operations, and I'm still the face. And you let the black farmers farm with me, and you leave them alone, and they'll mill with me, and you pay me a salary and percentages and equity. And Jacob touches Charlie's hand, because she sat down and she face to face with him, and he's like, you have a deal But what about another arrangement, as he touches her hand? And then Charlie is like, one step at a time, Mr. Landry. And then Mr. Landry, or the guy, is like, yes, Mrs. Bordelon. Right? Is he Landry? I don't know. She might have called him Boudreaux. But anyway, you know, she like playing her game, you know, because that's my mother's husband, last episode, she like that man, he's like, that man is gonna rape her, she gonna get raped, she playing with fire, he gonna rape her. And I could believe that, because I think that he sees her family as like his property. He sees her as his property, and he wants to own her. And you know, that fire and that passion is like, really, he not used to being down south. He used to, like the black woman who was the assistant when they had the secretary when they had the sugar mill owners meeting, and she was like looking down. He ain't used to her looking him in the face and tell, go to hell. You know, it's like, whoa, that's exciting. That's something a little different. And then we see Ra, he's getting a sleepy Blue from Vi's place. The baby is basically sleeping, but he wakes up and he's like, where you been, Pop? And Ralph Angel is like, it's harvest time, Blue. That's a lie. It's harvest time, Blue. Remember? Where you think I was? And Blue is like, I don't know. And then Ra is like, well, did I ever tell you how you got your name? We considered Cornell and Percy and some other things. And then I got to thinking that I should give you a rare name. And Violet said when she found out that her name was a color, she felt special. So I wanted you to have a name that made you feel special. And it rhymes with my mama's name, which is true. And it's also blue, which is a color. So it's a combination of the two women who have always believed in me, Aunt Vi and my mama True. And no matter what, that's how I believe in you. No matter what, blue is the sky, blue is the ocean, blue is everything good, and that's you, son. You got it. And then Blue, he's like, that's you, son. You got it. And then Blue is like, I got it, Pop. Then you fall back to sleep. Okay, so that's it. That's what we got. That's the season finale. So is Nova gonna be a whole different kind of writer when we come back? A whole different developed person? Are we gonna come back? Is it gonna be 6 months later? Are we gonna see any time with Darla in DC? I'd like to see the DC thing, but that's like a whole nother set, a whole nother situation. Or is Darla just gonna be out of the show until she comes back in the show? Or is something gonna happen to her in DC and we'll never see her again, and the people just keep Blue, and then it's like a secret that he doesn't know, that he's not the family? Are they ever gonna do a blood test to find out if that's the child or not the child? I mean, because he is light, but he could be the child. Charlie, she playing with the devil. I don't believe in playing with snakes. I believe that's how you get, I don't believe in that. Yeah. So, but is she gonna come back and we gonna be like, yes, Charlie, get him, kill him, slash their throats, get him? I don't know. And then Remy and Nova, are they gonna get together? Because when I was watching it, I was like, there's some, and my mother is like, no. I'm like, yes, there is. And then I even saw in the description, it was like they share a moment. I'm like, yeah, I could tell they were sharing a moment. That was obvious. So that's what I got. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, commenting, subscribing, being here, being you. Today is the best day ever. I got a show. Look, it's late. I don't even know what time it is. 11:22. I got 10 minutes to get dressed so I can head to the theater. Today is the best day ever. Be you, be fabulous, you. Mwah. Peace.